Oh, for crying out loud. Guys, we have a problem. We're still in the middle of a pandemic. There's supply chain issues, inflation. China's trying to take over the world through TikTok. The last Matrix movie was horrible. Whatever's going on there is happening. That sounds bad. If ever there was a time for all of us to come together and help each other out, this would be it. And yet, we're still pulling crap like this. I've been wanting to talk about this scam for a while now, but every time it shows up, I just rip it up and throw it in the garbage before I have any evidence to show to you. This time, I was able to control myself and just rip it up. Here it is, the classic domain registry expiration notice. Some schmoes send these things out all the time, and it seems like it's usually schools and churches or nonprofits, other small businesses, but I have a lot of websites, I register a lot of domains, and I don't get these for any of my other websites, so I'm wondering if they are specifically targeting smaller organizations where they believe that there's probably just a little old church lady sitting behind the desk who wouldn't know any better, take a glance at this and think, oh, I need to pay something to somebody to keep our website up to date. This particular specimen was caught by the treasurer of the church I attend, and thankfully he could smell all the fish coming off of it, and I just confirmed that, yeah, this is dirt. Man, do I seem bothered? I'm bothered! There's better ways of trying to make a buck. There's better ways of living your life instead of trying to fool people into giving you money. Let me tape this up and we'll take a closer look at exactly what this is. Now, in all fairness to the scammers, they do explain a little bit about what this is and what it is not. But at a glance, it's very misleading. Domain registry is not actually talking about registering your domain, but adding your domain to some sort of registry, a list that is completely worthless, that you probably don't want your domain to be on, because lists like that tend to have spammy, blacklisted domain associations that could really hurt your SEO. But they want to charge you some money to put it on there and hurt your website rankings. Isn't that nice of them? Oh, actually, this is a different scam than I thought it was. There's another one that crops up all the time that tries to make it look like it's related to renewing your domain name, but it's adding it to a list. This is actually trying to get you to renew with them. As a courtesy to domain name holders, we are sending you when you switch today to domain registry, you can take advantage of our best savings. Failure to renew your domain name by the expiration date may result in a loss of your online identity, making it difficult for customers and friends to locate you on the web. This notice is not a bill. It is rather an easy means of payment should you decide to switch your domain name registration to domain registry. Here's the prices: 1 year for $50, which is outlandish. Transfer and renew your domain name online, or, and then it goes down here, please attach this stub and include it with your payment. And mail-in order for domain name registration.
Whack.
Even if they were offering reasonable prices to renew your domain name with their registrar, why would you mail it in? Also, you don't just ask for it and then it happens. There's a lot of stuff that happens on the back end. You need to physically unlock your domain, get it ready for transfer, and do some stuff online. They ask for a valid email address here, which I hope that they're actually following up with people who send in a check or give their credit card information to walk them through the process of actually transferring their domain. But if you're resorting to tactics like this and charging 4 times as much as what a domain actually costs, I have no reason to trust that you're actually going to follow through. Maybe they're a legitimate business, but they're acting illegitimately. This isn't a way to market yourself. You're just preying on people's lack of understanding. Not everybody, especially at a small organization, is going to understand what's involved involved with renewing your domain name and keeping your website up and running. So people shove these in your mailbox hoping that the secretary is just going to pick it up, think that's another bill that they need to pay, and make nothing of it. So let's just call this a half scam, but done in a very scammy way.
It's a scam.
It is not a scam. Why would someone want to scam me, Jermaine? And on the internet service, one of the trusted things of today's society.
Let's talk real quickly about the other scam that I thought this was. It's very similar, but even more misleading in that it makes itself look like it's related to having to renew your domain and keep your website up and running. But if you sign up for it, all you're going to get, if you actually even get anything, is your website added to some list, some directory, which, as I mentioned before, is worthless. If anything, it might even be harmful. I've talked about scams before. I got bombarded with a few of them as soon as I registered my business. They trigger something in these guys' systems to send out a letter that makes it look like it's something important that you need to act on right away.
I don't know. This looks pretty legit.
And there might actually be some sort of thing that you get. It's just they're either charging way too much for it and you don't know, or it's not what you think it is. But any way you cut it, it's misleading. This looks like a bill. This is not a bill, but it's not an ad. Dear domain registry guys, if you actually have something you think is worthwhile and you want to sell it, then sell it. Tell people why your service is better, why it's worth paying 4 times as much as Namecheap, GoDaddy, Hover, Google Domains, or the plethora of other legitimate domain registrars. If you believe that you have something that's just as good or better than those other guys, let's hear about it. But obviously you don't, because the only way you're getting business is by fooling people into giving you business. So now we can tear this up again. If you're a scammer and you're doing this, you're sending out letters like this, trying to do business in just a sleazy way, please stop. There's better things out there for you, dude, that will make you feel so much more fulfilled, like you're contributing something meaningful and helpful to society. Do you really feel good about doing this? Are you happy? You sleeping well at night? Back to the rest of us. If you didn't know about this scam already, now you do, so stay on guard. If you do know about stuff like this and you're pretty good at smelling them out, tearing them up, and throwing them in the garbage, good for you. I have one more thing I'm going to ask you to do, and that is to help other people stay safe. If you're a web designer and you have clients who might be getting stuff like this in the mail, or if you work in a small business or a church or a school that seem to be targeted with stuff like this, just take a few minutes to demystify some of the website stuff. Let people know who your registrar is, so if they see scammy bills like this pop up, they don't even need to bat an eye. And while you're at it, tell them to delete TikTok off their phone because it's destroying society. But that's another conversation. I'll keep my eyes open for more scams like this and give you a heads up so you can give other people a heads up. Think you can do that? Awesome. All right, hopefully this was helpful. Like and subscribe the channel because, you know, that's what you say at the end of a YouTube video, and I'll see you in the next one.